fellow Ghost fans and metalheads. Today's video, I'm going to be pondering the question, or asking the question rather, is Ghost actually satanic? I mean, they worship Satan, and they sing songs about Satan, and they have a song called Devil Church, so they must be devil-worshipping Satanists, right? Well, not really. You see, once you look at Ghost as a act, then it kind of becomes clear that they don't actually believe in Satanism and worshiping the devil and sacrificing goats to the Dark Lord of Hell. And once I read that a lot of the members, or most of, if not all, the members of Ghost, are atheists. So once you separate religion and what Ghost does, doom metal, once you separate religion and music, it's easy to understand that Ghost is just an act. And there are other doom metal bands that are just as demonic, that are just as worshipping of Satan as Ghost, if not more. It's just Ghost goes the extra mile to present themselves as a part of this greater devil-worshipping church. And another reason that you can tell that none of the members of the band are Satanists is that they just, in general, don't take themselves too seriously as a band. I mean, they do, but when they're performing on stage, you can see that they're just doing it for fun. They're doing it because it's something they have a passion for. They have a passion for music. They have a passion for putting on a show, especially Tobias Forge, the lead of Ghost. And don't ever bring it up again. As I've said in my video, A Beginner's Guide to Ghost. And, we have video evidence of Papa 3 playing the kazoo. We have Spanish claps. And now, most recently, we have Papa Zero, or Papa Nil, playing the saxophone. And the weather outside just now has gone from kind of okay to a secular haze. If anybody gets that, that's awesome. Now, we can argue that, they have a song, multiple songs that are clearly about the devil. Like, He Is kind of, He Is and Stand By Him are kind of, you really have to dig deep to find that song, those two songs are about the devil. But songs like Square Hammer, on the other hand, they just come out and blatantly say, are you ready to stand right here and swear before the devil? So some songs you kind of have to dig for a meaning if you don't know the history of Ghost. And other songs, they're just upfront about it. And that's what I love. And hopefully with Rats, we'll have some sort of meaning for that song soon. but at the current moment we really don't, or at least I don't have a meaning for that song right now. And the reason I bring this up, because trust me, it's a valid reason. Somebody that I know and that is very close to me, I was talking to them about Ghost, and they were asking me what they are and what their whole deal is. I mentioned to them that they are a band that is based around, their whole gimmick is based around worshiping the devil. And they freaked out, and they said that Ghost was a cult, yada yada yada, all this stuff, and they wanted me to stop listening to Ghost. And then I sat down with them last night, this person that I dearly care about, and I sat down with them and I had a discussion for at least an hour and a half about this topic. And we touched upon religion and music together, and we worked out the details. I told them that Ghost is just an act, and that I know to never join a cult. I know the signs that are there of a cult, and I brought up the fact that I wasn't very religious, so they know that I don't really believe in that 100%. God and the devil and heaven and hell, they know that I don't really 100% believe in that, and neither does this person, but they just wanted to make sure that I was okay, and I completely understand that. I get it. They want to make sure that I don't get hurt, either physically or emotionally or otherwise. I really don't know what the otherwise was for, but they bottom line, they don't want me to get hurt, and I get it. But on the other hand, I'm 25 now, so gotta cut me just a little bit of slack with this, and religion by itself is a touchy subject, but once you start introducing elements of devil worship and just hell and the devil in general, it can kind of get a little bit worse, because it can get a little bit hairier. But again, myself and this person that I do care deeply about worked out the details, and we smoothed things over, and they were just caring about my well-being, and I understand that. And that's what led me to this video, if Ghost is actually satanic. And I get, for newcomers to the band, it can seem right off the bat, if you've only listened to a couple of songs and you don't follow their subreddit and you're not a part of the fan base, then you can kind of see, from the outside looking in through a very tiny window, looking at a very small section, it can be demonic, it can be devil worship, it can be anything bad, but when you start diving in, doing the research, and looking at it from the perspective of somebody who's in the fan base, somebody who knows about the band, somebody who's listened to all their music, gone to a couple of live shows, and things like that, that, for one, they don't take themselves serious and they're just really passionate about music. Two, you realize that Ghost is a gimmick and none of it's real. And three, if you're somebody like myself who's not religious and doesn't really believe in a heaven or a hell or a God or the devil, you can see from my point of view and the point of view of many other people like me that it's just people on stage in costume having a good time, not too far off from what Alice Cooper and acts like Alice Cooper were doing back in their 70s, and their acts of Alice Cooper's caliber in their respective eras. So, in a way, Ghost is demonic. They are Satanists. They do worship the devil, but only when they're performing music. Only when they're on stage doing live performances. Only when they're recording music. Only when they are within the band and doing things with Ghost. Outside of the band, a lot of them really don't care too much about religion or worshiping the devil. They really don't care about that stuff. It's just when they put on the costumes and start playing their instruments, and they put on the makeup, and they go out on stage to prepare for a live show, that's when they get into character. So when you realize that Ghost is, and more so now with the Rats on the Road tours coming up, it's more of a theatrical presentation, and they're more or less playing these characters, because we all know that Papa Emeritus doesn't exist. We all know who he is under the mask. We all know most of the members of the band, past and some present. So once you realize that, then you can realize that Ghost is just having fun. And they're, again, doing something they're passionate about, which is performing music live in front of people who love listening to that kind of music. If that makes sense. So, consider this a Guide to Ghost for New Fans Part 2. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And until then, people, rock on.